Yes, sir.
What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy Jay Tuck. Real Cowboys fans, stand up and yell. The Dallas Cowboys have kicked off day 2, yes, dos, of their NFL training camp, man. And a lot to talk about and a lot to unpack. And I want to start, and I said this on Twitter. Listen. If my Jalen Tolbert lottery pick hits, I'm gonna be goated, man. I don't like to toot my own horn. But beep. If Jalen Tolbert actually turns out, because for those of you who are new, I was one of the first people who kind of scouted Jalen Tolbert, talked about him highly in the draft process, loved the player, loved the prospect. We took him, but last year I took a lot of bullets, right? I took a lot of bullets, and I was just like, something isn't right, because the Jalen Tolbert I was seeing last year wasn't the Jalen Tolbert I scouted. So something was off, right? But I stood front line and took those bullets. But thus far, y'all, everybody who was out there at camp has been raving about Jalen Tolbert. My guy, Patrick No C. Walker, salute to him. Jalen Tolbert looks more faster, agile, more confident. He has his swagger back, right? He's looking so much better night and day than what he looked like last year in last year's offense, right? My guy Kyle Ullman even tweeted, he was like, yo, Jalen Tolbert is looking scary good right now. He might be a serious threat when it comes to our offense, man. And if that happens, y'all, I need more flowers. Just a few. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a bunch. I don't need a dozen. Just occasional flowers. But this is a testament to the work, not I do, because it's not me. It's not about me, right? That we do here in our community, right? Because a lot of the players that we scout and we go very in-depth, right? We go below the surface level, and that helps us really understand these players. So when they pop up and they're doing well at camp, we aren't surprised. Another guy that we spoke about very highly on this channel, Jalen Marino out of Fresno State, the other Jalen wide receiver. He is looking incredible, y'all. And so a lot of Cowboys fans are like, who is this kid? Man, I never heard of him before. He's going crazy. Sure, reliable hands. He's going over the top. Like, he's making big plays. I never heard of this kid. Well, if you follow this channel, you would have heard of him numerous times. And you follow me on Twitter, I even kind of coined him as the guy that a lot of Cowboys fans are going to be going crazy about once camp and preseason starts, right? But once again, that's a testament to what we do here in our community. Now, a lot of good things and a lot of good takeaways. Now, I know when it comes to the wide receiver position, a lot of people yesterday was ready to cut Simi. Y'all was ready to cut Simi. Y'all was ready to get rid of Simi. Y'all was ready to send him to the USFL, the Canadian League, because he had a drop pass that led to an interception. But Simi had a good practice today, no drops. Offense looked a lot fluid. Now, me and my guy, Nix, we spoke about a few things, and also Aisha, right? When it came to the offensive line rotation. But what I didn't know is that Matt Waletzko, he's actually out with the illness. Okay, so then that probably meant why, Chima Udoga was kind of like these rotations looked a little bit off, right? So Matt Waletzko is out with the illness, and also you have Luke Schoonmaker still out with a non-football injury. He's in a boot right now. Mike McCarthy said today he's not sure when he will return. Hopefully it's at the latter part of camp, which isn't good, right? Because Jake Ferguson and Peyton Hendershot and some of these other, tight ends, Stevens, like, they're getting opportunity. Princeton Fant got a nice catch today at camp. So these young boys, they are not going out like that. So Luke Schoonmaker, even though Luke Schoonmaker, he's a house, bro. He's big. Like, he's on them weights. Like, he be eating them plates. You know what I'm saying? Luke Schoonmaker's a big boy. But if he's not going to be available to latter end of camp or possibly preseason, it's going to open up some conversation about who's going to be our day one starters, right? Because you can't really rely on a guy who's a rookie, unproven. You haven't seen him in camp or preseason. He might be a stash, so it's definitely got to keep our eye on that. Defensive side of the ball, Micah Parsons is Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons got a lot of pressure, but the one thing I also liked, right, we saw LVE doing a lot of blitzing as well, so getting pressure, but also our first-round draft pick in Mozzie Smith was getting to the quarterback. And that's when things can get really scary. If Mozzie starts to get pressure in the interior and can also get to the quarterback, look out. This defense is going to be scary. But overall, defense is defense that did their thing. A big play happened. Now, here we go. Yeah. Dak Prescott, yes. Breaking news. Lean in. Dak Prescott threw an interception in practice, y'all. It's over. I give up. We can't win. Practice. We're talking about practice. You can't practice. You can't make mistakes in practice, right? No. Just can't happen, right? So Dak threw an interception to Jalen Tolbert. Actually, Nahshon Wright got the interception. So we've seen this from Nahshon Wright since he's been a rookie in Dallas. Like Nahshon normally gets off to a hot start in camp, and this is why I've been saying, when it comes to the whole conversation, when it comes to the secondary, specifically the corners, there's a name I haven't heard anything about. Asked around, there's like, Tuck. It's Kelvin Joseph, right? So when you're on the cusp, especially in training camp, every rep matters. You have to make things happen, because if names start buzzing, players start making plays, and also Nahshon Wright's a guy who can add on special teams as well, you might be sitting thinking, when am I going to get my turn? So I love that Nahshon Wright, even though he had his lapses when he actually went in throughout the games last year, right? When he gets his opportunity, he plays, right? And here's what I always said about Nahshon, because that was that pick in the 2021 class. They went with Kelvin Joseph, and then turned around with Nahshon. But at the end of the day, I can say I can trust Nahshon Wright that he is going to work. He's going to focus on football. He doesn't have the God-given ability of Kelvin Joseph, but I trust that he is going to work. He's going to give all he has. So his athleticism and his ability might be down here. You have Kelvin Joseph up here, but he's going to work. He's going to work, and sometimes that's the difference, and especially when you're on the cusp and you're trying to find a sponsor in-house for a guy to say, you know what, we need him on this roster. So we still got to see how things play out. Like I said, it's still early. They're off tomorrow. Next week, we put on the pads, which I'll be out there live and direct. But, a lot of good takeaways. I'm liking what I'm seeing offensively, just from a schematic standpoint. A lot of crossing routes, not a lot of stop routes like we see in those mesh concepts that we talked about frequently in the West Coast offense. Malik Davis got a lot of carries today as well. Deuce Vaughn was involved in the passing game a little bit more, getting him out of space. He's like a little the road runner, you know what I'm saying? Like a little, Mighty Mouse when it comes to Deuce Vaughn. Like he's just cutting, he's down here, he's cutting with his little mushroom helmet on, you know what I'm saying? But I like the way things are being utilized, and Deuce Vaughn was actually on punt returns as well. The one thing I want to keep my eye out on is I haven't seen Kevontae Turpin utilized yet in offense as much. So I haven't heard much about Turpin, and I haven't heard much about a guy that a lot of people were talking about, which is Hunter Luepke. Hunter Luepke's kind of been haven't seen nothing. Haven't heard nothing. He's just out there, right? So Hunter Luepke hasn't done much. Haven't heard much about Ronald Jones either. So, today it was a lot of Malik Davis and also a lot of Deuce Vaughn. But overall, good environment out there at camp. With the Donovan Wilson situation, we dodged a bullet. It's a calf strain. Should be back maybe week 2, week 3. Thank God. Definitely hold your breath, as we're trying to get through this camp, because Jalen Ramsey's had a big injury today. Joe Burrow with the calf strain as well. So, it's part of camp, but I feel like overall, I like the temperament of this Cowboys team. I like the spirit. I like the leadership. Execution was there. Good day to a camp. Like I said, they are off tomorrow. They'll be back at practice Saturday, and they're probably going to hit Vegas for that fight. I wish I was there, but I need new friends. I need better friends. If y'all need some friends, some real friends like to travel and go to fights and go to boxing events, send me an application, man. I don't get all new friends, because my friends always cancel. They cancel the NBA Summer League in Vegas, and they canceled the fight night with me in Vegas. I need new friends. That's a whole nother topic, man. But overall, good day of practice. I'm excited. So even though the Cowboys are off tomorrow, we will not be. We will be right back here providing more content, diving deep into the Cowboys training camp as we gear up for me to be out there live next week, and that's when the fun's really going to begin. So I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged, And Jalen Tolbert's season, it may have arrived. Peace.